Okay, so we've rotated. We're starting to spend time on the lower side of the AIQ bands indicator. There's no way I'm going to get a short signal unless price is pressing on that lower side of the AIQ indicator or below. So I'm right in the part that's kind of giving me a heads up. Hey, if we get a little bit more momentum in here, you're going to get a signal. So be Johnny on the spot, ready to go to trigger your trade. That's why I love having the AIQ band surrounding price. That helps me frame up where I may or may not be getting signals. If price is dancing around between the bands, I'm not going to be getting a signal. It's just not going to happen. I got to be pressing the upper side of the bands to when the signal would fire off long, or pressing lower side of the AIQ bands to get a short signal. So I'm basically hovering over the sell market button, anticipating if any little burst comes in and I hear that audible tone, I'm getting in this market short because I've just been offered a level sweep. And these things don't rotate in 2 seconds. They'll take, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 minutes sometimes for the buying to exhaust and then the sell side to pick up. So you just have to be patient, but ready to execute when the environment is in place that would typically trigger your signal. And you'll get used to it over time. You'll get used to when the signals fire off. Then it becomes intuitive. Okay, standing by, see if we can get a short signal. I really want to get short due to the level sweep that took place. I like taking trades out of level sweeps. Okay, we didn't get the signal yet. I was all ready to go. So very likely, since we didn't get it here, one more candle ought to do it. Just a little bit more trade speed. The trade speed was decent in here, and it slowed down just a bit. So a little bit of extra trade speed, a little extra bias to the uptick, downtick. So we have more downticks of price in ratio to upticks. Okay, let's see what we get here. So a lot of this is just when you're seeing kind of you're targeting something, you're targeting a certain type of price. When you're kind of getting aligned, when everything's coming into alignment, and what would typically trigger the signal, you get ready. Then you're just focusing on executing the entry as quickly as you can. You don't want to wait 3 candles later. When I get the signal, I want to be jumping into that trade within a few seconds. Now, I know these signals, and I've been trading these like crazy now for months since I built this, so I'm used to what I got to see, and I'm ready to go when I hear the audible tone. I'm all audible tone based on these signals now. I used to just use the visual, but I'm finding my response time is better just waiting and waiting till I get the actual audible tone. Okay, interesting. No audible tone as of yet. So standing by. Yeah, the trade speed is a little bit slow. Little bit slow. Like matter, I guess what I'm trying to say, if the speed of these candles forming was a tad faster, there we go. So we're in the trade. Oops. There we hit the button. I hit the button and I had my cursor a little bit above the sell button. So I'm in now. I just sit back and wait. I'm in a bracketed trade. That took about a candle longer than I'm typically used to. I think the trade speed being low, so I'm on a 7-to-1 reward to risk. Now, what I'm looking at watching this, anything over 700, I could just blip out. I don't need much movement. So what I'm kind of paying attention to is this area price interests me. What is this market going to do if we get down here? If it stalls out, I'll be over 700 for sure. I'll blip out. If we come and blast right through, we're not getting any green candles. I'm not seeing any dojis on the Dodger blue Heikin-Ashi candles. Just keep my hands off. But in this area, if the stop hasn't already moved to break even plus, I will move it manually. I don't want to have any more risk on. because this is the area we could come right back down. They might turn around, buy it, and then ramp it hard and bring it all the way back up. So I'm cognizant of what the participants do. They spent a lot of time accumulating buy side liquidity all in this area. So that is going to be a reactionary area. If I see this rip right through, that's a beautiful sign because that means we're very likely at a minimum then to dive bomb all the way down here. Where's my darn drawing tool? I don't know where my drawing tool is. Anyhow, we'd come all the way down and re-challenge this area price, which would be fantastic, meaning I can make a lot more than 700 on the day, but I'm going to trade this tight now that once I get over 700, I got to see everything stay perfect for me to stay in this trade to see if I can get a bit more. I don't have to, but since I'm trying to show you how to trade these trades with bracketed approach, I don't mind working a trade and kind of going through my mentalities of what I'm thinking about when I'm in trades. Okay, so if this rips back against me, I'll still be, slightly positive on the day. Okay, fine. Wait for the next signal. So standing by, we'll see what we get. Okay, so now I know that right in this area price puts me over 700. So I have a little bit of area left till we get to that area where a lot of morning buy side activity was coming in, pushing price away, pushing price away, some below it, some below it. So that's the area I'm going to watch. I'm going to give this a chance. Any press to this area, I'm going to make sure if the stop hasn't moved already, I'll move it myself. And then we'll look for more downside. But now I know what area right in here, any trade to about the 730s area below, I have my 700 if I just want to blip out. So why I'm going to pay attention to that level, if we press hard, I'm going to just take my stop all the way down to 730s, lock in my 700 P&L, and then if it bounces back and blips me out, I'm done. But if it runs, then it runs and I can get some more. I'm always kind of looking at things that way, managing, the P&L side of things. Now, a lot of people say don't trade for dollars, just work the setups. That's fine. But my objective on these prop accounts when I get in each day is just get in, get my 700 and get out of here. So typically, if I waited that long and we pressed, I would blip out, I'd be done, take 600-ish, be done, call it a day, not trade anymore. Since I want to show some activity of working bracket setups, and since we had a level sweep, then working a second trade made some sense. Okay, standing by, we'll see what we get. At a minimum, I would think we could get down to this area, and that's what I want to see. Now, another point, I'd like to make is I could do partials out. I could take 3 MNQs off, leave 2 on, and tighten my stop up. So all these combinations are acceptable. I'm over my daily goal. I could just, if I don't want to watch it anymore, I could hit flat and be done. I really want price to come a little bit lower. You know what the heck? Let's go ahead. Let's move this to break even plus or break even-ish. If it goes up, then I'm done. If it keeps going, fine. Don't really need to have any risk anymore since I went over my 700 P&L amount. Okay, standing by, see if we can get more downside. Right in this area, any push through this area, I'll likely move this down to an area where I know I'd lock in at least 700 on the day. Okay, linear nature of price picking up again. So my 700 area is right in here, right in this area price. So we'll go 29s and we'll call it good. So good enough. So I'm done for the day as far as I know I've made near enough to daily P&L. Now that I'm over 1,000, let me blip out 3 contracts. Let me blip out 3. Oops, I did that wrong. Let's close it. And you know what? Let's just call it good. I forgot to turn my bracket off before I hit the buy button. So that was a screw up. But hey, we ended the day 1,031, and this is kind of good that happened. If you make a mistake, just go flat. Don't try to jump back in. Hey, we're good. Uh, what I was supposed to do, I was supposed to go in and turn my bracket off, go to none, then I could blip out individual entries. That's one way of doing it. I could have taken my target from far away, changed it to, something different, but in the end, that was a good trade. Took two trades. I could have just called it a day early when we pressed that high. Took about 600-ish, called it a day. Stayed in a little bit longer. Now, if I did it right, I'd still be in two MNQs, and if they run, they run. I get a little extra, but it's about progress, not perfection. So when you screw up like I did, and I screw up all the time when I'm managing trades, just go flat, reevaluate, or wait for the next signal. But yeah, that was a good scenario on a day that took a long time. Okay, so on to the next day. Then, depending on how we come out of the open, I might move then to the more active bracket. Oh, there we go. It's ripping down. Yeah, I think very likely now we should be able to get to this area price at a minimum. All these buyers seeing that rejection that high should, there should be a building of those that are long from lower levels cashing out into this move, saying, okay, I'm going to take high flyer, take profits off, and see where this thing, see where I could re-engage to the buy side. So there you have it. If you have any questions, info@gridalgo.com, and bracket trading, trade the signals approach. And this is part one of a two-part video series. I'll have at least one more video, because I want to show using the bracket that's more active or more responsive in nature, the way I have it set up.